share. I don't know. I'm trying to do this case study where I can do the screen thing, and it's messing with me. So I'm not, not paying attention to you. I'm I don't know what's going on because usually when I do streaming on my laptop, it doesn't take donkey years to load. Un momento, 1 second. Un
Okay.
momento. Never mind. I give up. That's not gonna work on my laptop. Okay, so regarding, let me read the comments. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Here's the thing. When it comes to Andrew, you said something earlier. You said he didn't have all the traits to be your person. Y'all weren't in an exclusive relationship, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we were way back when, but almost immediately, I feel like less than a month in, I was like, oh no, 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 no. I was like, I
Right.
begged
So
her.
that means he didn't cheat on you. And I'm saying that because we want to position the reframing. So he never cheated on you. Because you didn't consider him that person for the good gist of your relationship, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And then so he's a man, they're like dogs. They gotta stick it in some hole, you know what I'm saying? So then um I did ask for clarity in the beginning. I said, listen, can you go cold turkey? And then you said you want to practice um to get your jaja voom, to get men used to don't roll your eyes at the flying at the beginning
I
of the
am
training.
rolling my eyes at flying right now, big time,
Gabby,
big
the leadership
eyes.
coach, is coming out. She's like, you literally rolled your eyes. I was like, well, are you rolling your eyes? You're like, I just want to get some practice jaja voom. I was like, okay, cool, cool, cool. And so with that said, I asked you, and then your sister was giving you a Mokor Toki advice, like let it be. And then you said, no, he's my friend. He's such a good guy. I don't want to throw him all away. You said several times he was your friend. So you kind of demoted him in your brain, right? So I don't want you to internalize somebody else is doing something where from the beginning you knew what's up. Like you knew he wasn't your person, but you liked it, the attention, and you felt like it was helping you, make you open for other love. Now, I can see if you feel like a lot of annoyance, because I do remember you shared that you were annoyed that he said he was going to follow through on something he didn't, and you felt like that was like a disrespect to the goddess archetype that you're stepping into, and you didn't want to set the tone for any type of man dealing with you, romantic or not. You wanted them to feel compelled to show up for you, or to at least atone and disclose, oh yeah, I messed up, sorry. So I feel like from that point where you realize he wasn't getting the hint, that kind of bogged down your energy, not because he didn't love you, but because he wasn't treating you like the goddess. So
Yeah.
I'm sure Melena has had rave reviews about that psychic or that reader, but it really doesn't matter what he thinks about you, because you already had this mindset of what it was. But now, and I don't want you to come feel like I don't want you to feel regret from a choice you made, but there only, remember, I didn't bring the challenge that getting money, or because when he prefaced loan, I was like, it kind of can get sticky because of a situation like this, in the sense that if you want to make a clean break, it's kind of, there's an energetic cord with the financial component.
Hmm.
If he had said, I'm just giving you money, like you would be like, thank you, and you wouldn't be resentful. But technically you still can't be really resentful, because you are leaving that situation, or you're about to leave that situation with more than you entered. Did you enter that situation with the amount of money from someone else that he gave you?
Not even money wise. I'm leaving with a lot of things that he gave me. That's
Yeah.
why I stayed so long. I mean, but
Yeah.
the
From an
issue.
that.
Go on, Shameless.
So that's what I was trying to say. See, I'm not guiding y'all ladies wrong. I told you, when you get money from these ninjas and it doesn't go the way that you want, you literally can do on the little item thing like, listen, Melanie, you are so in energy, you are so in theme. What I'm just talking about, sister, timing. You're like, let me get pretty. This is boring me. You literally be like, you don't got the sob stories of these excuse me, other women, in our community. You literally have X amount of dollars from him coming to your house, giving your son money and stuff. You got kids begging just for them to take them to work. You know what I'm saying? So you did that. You are not some pushover that is down out and beat you out. And I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but I don't want you to look like you are being bamboozled, because you did your thing.
Thank you, Shameless. That is good. Yeah, I feel like I called my sister. I was like, I feel devastated, which was a not the right word, but I was feeling really upset. I don't know. I guess it's a blow to my ego. Maybe I expect someone. I don't know, but I'm still working through my feelings. But you're right, is the point I'm making. Yeah, I did leave with more than I came in, and I got some really good. Then that's why I stuck around when I shouldn't have, because
Remember
I was
that.
getting some really good stuff.
Remember that too. And the reason I'm saying this, when you refrain, see, here's the thing. I'm gonna break this thing down. I got the sources, the book, the magic, the what is it called? One second. You know me and my books.
You love it.
One thing about me and my books, I'm gonna cite a source. Oh, it's upstairs. But this book called Magic Words. And one thing about the book, it has a story from the author, who's also a coach. She says, I'm gonna tell you a story, and it's gonna be real quick. This one little girl, her mother was a single mom and she had disabilities, and as a young kid she didn't have a lot of friends, and she had to make meals for herself, and school was hard for her, and she had financial issues growing up in adulthood, and she dated men that didn't treat her well. Then the other story is, there's a little girl who grew up and her mom was disabled, which forced her to have self independence and autonomy at a young age. And she learned to have a strong relationship with herself. She did have some financial instability growing up, but then she looked at this and looked within herself and realized what her actions were doing. And she created a program and got herself out of debt, and also realized that she wasn't loving herself with the men she was dealing. And then once she realized these patterns, she was able to attract a long-term spouse. Both of them, the facts were their mother was disabled, both was by themselves, both have financial stability, but it's the reframing. So when you're able to reframe facts, but you position in a way that makes you look like you're going through the hero's journey versus a victim, that is always going to put you 10 steps ahead, because your story is true. If you were a daughter from a single mother and she made you do all these adult tasks because she was disabled for whatever reason, you had no friends, it's true. But it's also true that you at a young age, you learned autonomy and you had time to build a strong relationship with yourself. It's all perception. So that's the challenge when you get readings from other people, because some readers, they're very blessed to give you the lessons of it, and you got others that they just read the facts like they're reading a lab report. There's no softening of it. And then you got people that are a little bit of both. So, so I just want you to remember that you always have the power how you're going to reframe things.
Thanks. Well, I feel like my sister made a really well. One thing I feel like it's like, yeah. So this has been brought up a lot of like emotion. Obviously, it's been very like heart tearing, not like heartbreaking, but heart tearing. And I realized I have to jump in with my self love work. And my sister was like for example, with Andrew, like first red flag, at least second red flag, I'm out. Like no more of this. Like and like those little trinkets or that little money is not worth all the other things. So part of it is changing my boundaries and standards. Part of it is like getting at the depths of me because I've been just going through my emotions. Part of what I'm feeling like with the self-love stuff, like I feel really I wrote down a bunch of things I have to work on, but I feel really invisible or like unimportant or like unlovable or unlikable. Like that's something that I have to work on now. Like talk
So
about
you so
reframing it
how did you
towards
feel
support.
prior to your reading?
Well, this is stuff that it's been under there, not in the same degrees that it was 6 months or a year ago, but it's stuff that needs to be worked on because it came up when I was like crying and, working through my emotions.
In the
So,
reading, after the reading?
well, they were still there. Well, it brought them up after the reading pronounced because all my emotions are very pronounced right now.
Okay, so the reason I asked that, because usually your reading is based off your mindset, off the energy. Your reading is basically a mirror of, it's like a report card of your mindset at the moment. Readings are just a litmus test of where you're at right now. So the reason I asked that is you're most likely your thoughts that you had prior to your reading manifested in that reading. She's just reading your energy. You have multiple fates. So what all she does is reading the path that you're on right now. She's going based off the energy that you're on right now. She just tells you based on this route that you're going, you're gonna get to this destination by in 3 hours. But if you change your energy, you can be like, well, based off the route you're going, you can get there 1.5. So nothing is finite. This is still mendable.
Well, I have to work on these things. Like no matter what, they came up. They came up and they came out of me because I feel like the purpose of this, especially with this eclipse, it was like here is your nasty basement of stuff that you haven't been thinking about in a while, but it's still there, even though you haven't been thinking about it. Like this needs to be worked on. So no matter what, I need to dive deep and start working on these things. Another part was um she was like, you need to just stop. Like with like the business stuff, she was like, you need to stop because you need to heal yourself and I'm like at a loss. I feel like giving up. Like I don't know what to do now. Like I was talking to my sister, like I said, she was like, yeah, you want to be in integrity. I want to be in integrity with the things that I teach. Like this stuff brought up a lot. I'm like, oh, I'm not as healed as I thought I was, or I need to revisit these topics that I thought I had healed or thought I had gotten past. And then I'm like, what does that mean for my business? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm trying to figure out how to do this screen share thing because they changed the thing on this platform that you remember, because I was supposed to do the case study today,
Yeah.
but I don't know why. It's just I'm usually a tech savvy person, so I hear you. I'm just don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm just trying to figure
I just
this
didn't know
out.
if I was in there.
No, you're in
But
here.
yeah, I'm like, now what do I do with the business stuff? I feel like I'm at a loss. I feel like, do I give up? What do I do?
Really, Felion, Miss Reinvention Coach. Reinvention Coach. Are you in there? Hello, Holly Oxen free. Ollie Ollie
It's
Oxen
so funny.
free.
I'm telling you how I'm feeling.
Give up. If what happened to that reinvention coach in that post? You know what? You literally hold on. Let me go find who you are, Miss Mandy, Miss Lady. Let's you can
She
hear me?
was she was like, you need to take some time out and sit with yourself and heal yourself. And I was like, she's not wrong. But I'm like, what do I do? Do I just stop making videos? Because I want to be in integrity, of course. Like, what do I even teach about? You know?
Let me wait 1 second. I'm gonna remind you who you are, since you're thinking about giving up. Let's see what your most recent post. Wow, you're growing. 1 second. Let's see your most recent post.
If you're a woman over 40 and you're struggling with not being chosen by the men that you want and you want to be, listen up.
Listen up.
Now, yesterday I introduced like this little series talking about if you're having trouble being chosen by men, it's because you're not choosing yourself first. That is the energy and mechanics of it at base. But what does that mean? Like, what does it mean to be not choosing yourself? And most importantly, how do you start choosing yourself? I'm going to be talking all about how you can not only understand why you haven't been choosing yourself, but how you can start to choose yourself in the future. If you haven't met me, I am Brian, and I am your resident reinvention coach.
Resident reinvention coach.
So why haven't you been choosing yourself?
Why?
And I have these moments. I'm like, I just really love me. Like, I love how I talk and stuff. Looking for freedom. We're looking for joy.
You're looking for joy.
That's common with all people, but some of us women, a lot of us women, most of us women, what we do, we end up looking for that peace and that happiness outside of ourselves, and men are an easy fix. If you're in a relationship with a man, and even if it's a situationship or just something that doesn't quite check all the boxes, you're getting dopamine. You know, it's just like a drug. You're getting dopamine from that relationship, from that man. Now, instead of finding happiness within our own lives, and don't worry, I've been very guilty of this too, we search for that happiness in the arms of a man, in the arms of things outside of ourselves. So what you can do to start to fix this is learn to search for that dopamine, learn to search for that happiness.
Okay, awesome. So you get the gist. Miss Reinvention Coach. It's like, what the heck happened? It's just like your other self walked out of you. Walked out of you. You literally have the answers to your question in this post. Literally.
But I feel like I'm not healed in everything. So I'm like, I feel like I'm about to just take everything down.
Wow. Milene, do you hear your sister? Do you hear your sister? Why are you muted?
No, we can't hear you.
You're muted. You look pretty though. You're talking, but I can't hear what the heck is coming out your mouth. Oh, she's gonna probably come back up. I was like, what the heck's going on? So don't take things down, but this is just like, at least this is building like empathy for your future clients. Because if I were you, I would really consider like journaling how you feel right now. No, documenting how you feel right now. So when you do get your clients, you be like, it wasn't too long ago. Did you feel this way? Did you feel that way? Because you're really in a place where you can resonate with your person. I don't know why it's not allowing me, because my goal is I'm trying to do screen share, and it's so much easier on my have you done StreamYard?
I never use it.
I might have to do Zoom in the future then, because you can do screen share too on here. I don't know if it's because I'm on my iPad, it's not allowing me to do it. What's going on? It's supposed to give me. I wonder if it's because, let me do my camera. Let me see. I wonder if it's just because of my camera. Is it I don't? It's because of that I don't have access to my camera. No, it's not that. It's not working. Oh, are you back, Miss? Okay. Okay. Are you there, Miss Milena?
She's still on mute.
You're on mute.
Are you on your phone? Can you get on your
other?
other?
In your laptop? Laptop. Okay, you got your laptop. Do you have the feature on your laptop muted?
Did you restart your laptop? Sometimes I got to restart mine because the drivers get all wonky.
I don't even hear that little walkie-talkie sound, because usually your laptop, it has that feedback. So I don't even hear anything. I really want to. Let me see if I can Google how to screen share on TikTok, StreamYard while Milena's getting it together, because this is really annoying the goodness out of me. I have some things I want to share. How to share screen on StreamYard. In StreamYard, click share screen. If a list on tips appears, click if a list of tips appear, click no. I don't have that feature. That's how I would check share audio. In the Chrome tab, share audio. Oh, oh, I can't do Chrome on my laptop. Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. So can I? So I'll drop you from your laptop then. You're kicked out the studio. Out of here.
Oh, maybe I did
That's what the.
something. I don't know. Like I checked the. I did a test of the speakers, and
Oh, you did?
they don't have a test for the microphone.
Mm.
I don't know.
Oh, they don't. Oh, okay. You know what? I think for my lap. Let me see. I think for my laptop, it doesn't allow me have all the features. Um, for to do stream info settings. It doesn't allow me to share my screen. Maybe I need to upgrade my plan or something. I don't know what's going on because I wanted to do that case study. Um, Anyways, going back to what you were saying, Miss Felion, when it comes to your fellow, you don't need to start from scratch. What happened to you, Felion? I can't hear you. Are you talking?
No, I was just
Oh,
saying
you're
he's not
quiet.
a
Oh,
fellow.
okay, you're quiet. Okay, I was like, oh no, now we lose another woman's audio. Okay, you're just pretty quiet. I was like, oh, so what I want you to do is this is a great reminder of what manifestation is. Do you see how you getting feedback based on your limited beliefs from a spiritual practitioner has taken you out of the 5D? You're totally in 2D world right now. You're not even 3D no more. You are so in a low vibration. See, we need to get to the point, regardless of what you hear from anyone, you still stay the course. And that's why I'm glad we do these live every day because I just got in there instantly to get you back into shape. You feel me? Because you literally, if you could be ruminating and just what's the word when you start going down the thing? What is it called? What's that word?
Falling down the rabbit hole. I don't know.
But it's like unraveling. Okay.
Mm.
So what I want you to know, I need you to decide, for Lion. This is the past. What we're talking about is the past. Like right, what I just said. You remember what I just said? That's the past. So what we need to do for the present is based off what we do right now. So what you are going to get 90 days from now is what you say right now. What do you want 90 days from now, Lion?
My husband and a whole lot of business success, money,
See, do you
really
see?
successful business.
Do you see how you smile? You can't be frowning and smile at the same time. You
Oh,
can't
I
be.
was telling
You can't be. No. I'm not saying you were. That's what I'm saying. You're smiling. You can't be smiling and frowning at the same time. You can't be complaining and visualizing at the same time. You got to pick one. So I need you to choose the hard road until the end of this program, which is to choose you 90 days from now.
Okay.
What you're dealing with, Andrew, is based off what you did 90 days ago and beyond. Andrew is a manifestation of past choices. So just let that just process, just like when you're dealing with the old scab wounds or a bad batch of crops, that's from the last season. Now we got the new seeds and we watered them. So we're going to let that do their thing. He's going to be taken care of by just natural universal law, right? So when it comes to your person, now you know what you want. So everything that you want is based off what Andrew is not. If you're
Basically.
security, go look at Andrew and be like, I don't like this. So then write it on the paper. Okay, what's the opposite of this? And there you got your little love list, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we find what we want based off what we don't want.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. And then when it comes to your business, you have to stay in momentum. Like I sent an email blast, I'm going to be sending more emails. Oh, that's something I want to tell you. I have another manifestation.
Nice.
You know how you have Flowdesk?
Mm-hmm.
I have Flowdesk, but I finished, the trial expired, right? And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't want to pay this one. I want to try it out. So I reached out to them and I said, I'm a business person and I experienced a hardship. I would like, I want an extension. Guess what they did? They
What?
gave me an extension. They gave me another 30-day trial. So that is up to $68.
Nice.
And the reason why I'm bringing that up is it was a 80, well, I guess there's no percentage, but there's a chance it didn't work. But what did I do? My actions. So I got this idea. You know what? I'm on a budget and I'm very resourceful. I don't know. I know you ladies, when you run a business, don't you become resourceful when you just want that money to go further? So I'm doing something. I'm going to share more about it later. It's going to be another digital course or digital product. But I want to show people that it's a limited belief that you need to spend a lot of money, right? So I said, you know, it really would be nice if I could just have just one more 30-day thing, and I could show people how I got all this done with on a shoe budget, a shoestring budget. And I said, okay, let's try. But what if they say no? I said, what if they say yes? So then my actions were in alignment with what I thought. I reached out. A simple 5 sentence email brought me $68. Now, what does this have to do with what you're talking about? Decide, Lion. Decide and take that action. So the Lion that is happily married and has money, what actions are in alignment with that?
being being consistent, following through with my daily regimens, my routines, my how I dress, whatever work I'm doing. Um,
Flying, you're adorable, but you crack me up. Flying right now, the ratio that we have right now, because we are day 26, right? Like that music group from Puff Daddy's
you're,
um regular day 26. Um, you are like a 50% ratio. Like one day we got a good day, then we got another day that's not, we got a good day. So I want us to have more good days versus 50% good days. I'm noticing a pattern that you have a really good day, that something happens, and I appreciate your honesty because that's what this program is about. But it's
yeah.
also to assess your to be objective so you can see, because when you can see yourself, then you can course correct, and that's when you become a goddess. You become a goddess in your own world because you are now self-aware. You're not like how these other people in the world that are just aimlessly moving around like zombies. So can you tell me why so far is kind of like you have good days and bad days, like every other day one is a good day and then one day is bad? What is stopping you from allowing yourself just be effortlessly like abundant?
I don't know the answer to that, but what came up is like I feel like there's like two-face.
Yes.
50% of me is like self-confident and
I thought you
50%
were
of
gonna
me
do
is
the Prince. I thought you were gonna do that Prince thing when he goes, "Oh," when you're touching your face. I'm sorry. I didn't know where you're going. I'm like, what are you about to do for lion?
yeah,
But
that's not what I was doing, but I'm glad you did it.
you can be a little bit playful too. I was like, what is she about to do? I'm
No, I don't
sorry.
even know what it looks like. I can't even
You
recreate it.
did. You're
But
so
half of me, 50% of me is self-confident, and 50% of me is like, like nobody likes me. I'm boring. I'm low energy. I'm flat.
Who told you that at one time? Because you got those thoughts from somewhere. You're not born having those limited beliefs.
Well, I'm trying to figure that out. I'm doing the work. One thing that I do know is by the end of this year, I'm going to not be at 50%. Basically, I'm gonna crowd that out. But I don't know. That's what I'm trying to get to the root of. I don't know where this comes from.
Melena, do you know what causes your sister to feel like she has a flat affect and she's boring? Who brought these thoughts to her? Like, where these thoughts come from?
Inconsequential, unimportant.
I think so. Unimportance, the invisibility. I'm sure that as we were growing up, we needed to be invisible. Like we had a lot of things going on that we didn't need attention on, if you know what I mean. Like with CPS and stuff like that. I know for me, like my father was very domineering and he would kind of like there was so much fear that it was like you need to hide. And not to mention the way that he treated us, like you're not important. You're definitely last when it comes to what I have going on. So that could be part of it. As far as like people feeling like you're boring, I don't know. That sounds like a peer thing. Or maybe I don't know, maybe you read something, behavior, and you was made the assumption, the belief came from an assumption. I must be boring. I must be whatever. Has anybody said like you're boring?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Nothing comes to mind right now, but you know how sometimes stuff comes up. You're like, oh yeah. But people have told me I'm weird a lot. I think maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe like I feel like I'm weird, so maybe I flatten myself not to be weird. I'm not sure. This I'm going into heavy introspection mode basically for this eclipse, especially like today, tomorrow, Saturday. I'm not sure where all this stuff comes from, and it's stuff I've worked on over time. It's changed over time, but like I said, as I've gone through this like soul ripping apart kind of experience this day with my emotions being all like top. I'm really like, okay, I need to dig in and really heal this stuff, like for real. I need to go in there and really clean it up. Like, I need to do more, obviously.
Yeah. So what I want you, the reason why I bring this up is I want you to be cognizant of your thoughts, which is what you're doing when you label them. You add a label to them, but then also once you label them, I want you to know, where did this come from? Because when you can get to the root cause of where it came from, you can then decide, this is not true. This is a lie.
Yeah.
This is not true. This is a lie. And the reason why I say this is this is what's stepping you from, okay, you want me to show you how manifestations work in your life when it comes to this example you want to do? Are you ready for us to reverse engineer? So let's give an example. You're showing up, but not as consistent as you would like, right? Is it fair to say that you lack clarity, so that causes you to not have a cohesive system for your self-reliance?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Oh, okay, awesome. So this is what happened. So you have some limited beliefs, such as you are boring, like you just said at the moment. You have a flat affect or something of that nature, right? So then you're like, what's the point of doing this? So what's the point? Because there's when you say you're flat affect or you're boring, that translates to me, nobody's going to want to listen to me. So if I have a limited belief, subconscious belief that no one's going to listen to me, what's the point of showing up? So you don't show up, right? And so people don't listen to you because you're not showing up. So you just manifested a subconscious belief, right? So if people think you're boring, you have like, what's the point of listening to me? Then you had your fella where he didn't show up for you, because what's the point, right? You're not somebody who's important. I mean, I'm not saying that's the truth, but I'm just saying the underlying belief. Do you
Mhm.
see how when you have certain thoughts, it manifests in physical form, and people treat you how you feel about yourself?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now do you want to do the positive side now that we already did the course correct? See, that's the exercise and superpower you have access to as part of being this program going forward in my future programs. Is once you can see your past and take account, because what we did, we just took accountability of your thoughts and how it caused you to be in XYZ. Now the other side is, you want to see how the good side when you do the work. Okay, instant. So you have underlying thoughts. So you first have the thought of, you are worthy of love, you desire marriage. You don't believe it at the moment because you just created this thought. Hello. So you keep on doing the success ritual, writing it down, becoming obsessive. And before you know it, within 30 to 90 days, it becomes a belief. So now that your subconscious thought has been substituted from the limited to the positive, the abundant, you now got your little yellow bosom open blouse on. You go into the grocery store, people giving you little extra strawberries and stuff, making excuses that somebody didn't buy it. Because what? You believe you're lovable. And so people are going out their way to give you little talks, right? So since you believe you're lovable, what's the big deal getting online? Yeah, this is fun. I'm talking to people that are lonely. I'm talking to people that are looking. There's people looking to be reinvented at 40 years old because you got an abundant mindset. So you show up excited. Who doesn't want to see a goddess every day? It's a win-win, right? So you show up consistently, because you know your client's coming. You got to be consistent. You ain't no scam artist. So your clients need to see you every day. So you show up every day. You show up every day. They see you every day. Gives them more opportunity to learn about you, feel safe about you, and guess what? They get paid, and then they buy from you. That is what happens when your underlying belief is that you are worthy and you are lovable. That's what's possible for you 90 days from now.
Thank you, Shameless. And I just, my intuition says like, yeah, it's like this 50-50 thing. Like you go this way, you go that way, and you need to move the needle at least to 70. Because, like that kind of stuff happens to me all the time. Like if I go somewhere, men treat me so nice. They're so nice to me. Gay men, straight men. You know what I mean? Like it's not like all the evidence in my life. Like people always do nice things for me and go out of their way for me. So it's not like, I know it's not like I think these things 100%. I know it's not 100%. So I think I need to just really get into the work so I can move the needle from like 50% to 70%. You know what I'm saying? Am I making sense? Does that make
Yes,
sense?
yes, yes. So
Yeah.
my goal isn't for you to stay in the dumps. My goal is for you to stick, just stay in there for 1 minute to catch yourself. Do you see how this is simple, but it's not easy?
Right.
There's a instant gratification when you're like, oh, so and so did this to me, right? But when you're like, dang it, I had these thoughts, 90 days ago and beyond, and look
Mhm.
at where I'm at. Dang. Well, on the other side is if I do this in 90 days, I can have XYZ. When you do that consistently, your life will be like magic because now you're conscious. I'm trying to get you conscious, or at least you're unconscious to be like on point. I don't want society to do you, ladies. I don't want life to happen to you. And you only do that when you're not tapped in.
Hmm. Thank you, Shameless.
You're welcome. Is there
Um,
anything else that I can talk to your sister? We can come back to you. What's your next
yeah,
question?
that's fine. That's fine. Because I have a couple questions. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Welcome, Elena. I appreciate your patience.
Sure thing. What's your question?
Well, I just wanted to know, like, what can I teach about that's in integrity, and I wanted to know, do you guys have any good? I know my sister recommended like some therapy, which we'll see what my finances say, but some good starting places because okay. Do you guys know any good books, starting places to work on my self love? Because my habits are to get out the beliefs.
Louise Hayes, How to Heal Thyself. She has the book and the workbook, and it's a 7 week it's a 7 week program. She has the book version and then she has the workbook version. And so it focuses on every, all the different phases of your life. So it's like a life coaching, book. Louise says she's a thought leader. And then
Hmm.
at the end of the book, she has all these physical ailments, diseases, and
Hmm.
disorders that stem from emotions.
Okay.
So when you have high blood pressure, you literally know what's going on emotionally. So it's a good book. So you literally can do content based off your journey doing that book. That's what I would do. You'd be like, hey, I'm just, it's an equinox or whatever spiritual nonsense is going on with the planets. And you're like, around this time of the year, I like to do a da 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 da, until you get the book, what I would recommend is to teach ladies how to get complimented. That's an integrity. You literally just said men are really nice to you. You can do a hero's journey about you were invisible and what you did to become visible and how you don't even have to work for it. People just give you compliments. That's like a little Costco Trader Joe's version sample of the big meal. And then after you finish your training, content calendar, maybe by then, by doing this manifestation and the spiritual work, you will feel more integrity to really call yourself a reinvention coach. So part of your reinvention process is to start being visible. So then I would focus on how you became a visible person, teach ladies how to be more visible.
Oh yeah, right up your alley.
Say that again, Melena.
That's right up your alley.
Nice.
Visibility. That's where you have mastery.
And that's a real niche, because when I first started my coaching journey, there's a lady who branded herself as a visibility coach. So there's visibility coach for social media, there's visibility coach for love, there's visibility coach like if you want to like do like personal branding. So there's so many niches within visibility coaching.
Ooh, thanks, Sean.
So you can be a reinvention coach, but you specialize in helping women over 40 women. This is by mastering visibility, and that's an integrity where you're at right now.
Mastering visibility. Okay, I'm gonna think on it. See how it resonates. Thank you. I'll come back with some insight.
All right, Milena.
Okay. You asked me a question. How do I? You're gonna have to just really fall in love with yourself. You're gonna have to have a love affair with yourself. Whatever that means for you, like delving into, I don't know, like whatever your soul leads you to do. But like if it's going out by yourself and having a good time, if it is meeting new people and surrounding yourself with people who love who you are, but you're really going to have to just have a love affair with yourself. Whatever that means for you. I don't know what that means for you. Um as far as books for that, hmm, I can't think of an actual
I
book.
can show you some photos. I need to get my Amazon store open because I'll be giving all these referrals. I'm like,
Yeah.
this, I need to get this, but I'll show you out because part of your access to the membership is to get like books. Because one thing about you is to buy a book, but then to know it's good. So I got some good ones that you don't even know exist. That's gonna be yummy. I have this one book called Black Pussy Power.
Oh
Pussy
wow.
Diary. And it's yummy. It teaches you all about black feminine hygiene that you don't even aware of, and it talks about sexual. It's really yummy from a black sister that's a womb specialist. There's a lot of great books that you literally can become your own guru if you like. You just go go underground for like a year or so. Just to give me a year. That's the whole point of my membership. I wanted to take ladies off underground for a whole year,
Mhm.
and then just come out and they're like, what the heck? You'd be like, my name is Buku Quintas. They're like, what? And my ancestors, especially if you go to Ghana, all you gotta do is go to some indigenous place and that just certifies you. Because Malay, you got that down when you're mad in Kenya. You got these international romantic interests. So I could totally see you. Like, you just need one like big cover photo of you in this, very what do you call it? What do you call it? Nature rich place. But anyways, you just need a year. If in the process of getting to know who you are, do you mute Hawaiian? It's the clicking. It just here. You mind muting Hawaiian?
Use your phone, man. Your clickety clicky.
Oh, you can hear that?
Yeah.
My bad. I was looking up EMDR therapist while you're talking.
Yeah. So I was just saying, if you can focus on, fall in love with yourself for a whole year, in that process, you're gonna attract a man. Because I don't think you ladies know there's so much, how would I say this, value in studying these books, because once you know information, the power, how the world works, it's like kryptonite and an antidote for people messing with you. You know how the world works. And I know it's not fun. Trust me, with the ADHD, just sitting down and finishing a book, it's a challenge. But once you master that book, it's like it saves you like thousands of dollars of therapy. You know, and I just want you ladies to know you have everything at your assets. Literally, you, Milena, Feline, I know, Milena, you're already a certified life coach, but give yourself a full year. A year's going to go by anyways. But
Yeah.
if you really do the work, ladies are going to be coming to you and be like, oh, you inspire me, da 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 da. You be like, yeah, you're right. I am inspired.
Yeah. 100%.
But before we get going, before we like convene for the day, Milena, is there something you want to focus on?
Yeah. So I showed you that lady from this morning,
Yes.
and what was she saying? So she's like a dating coach, looks like, and she was talking about being careful about what kind of drink you order with your date and stuff like that. What do you think about that? Do you think you even need to think about all that stuff, or just
No, because I'll be honest with you, and I'm all about building women up. There's a bit of some mean girl energy. Like she didn't come off, but I could foresee that, if that makes sense. How you can see
yeah?
what you sign.
Mhm.
And so when you ask me about which archetype, I'm going to show you. I showed you those goddess archetypes in the beginning of the group, and I know they weren't the skin tone that you preferred, but if you take their skin tone out of it, do you see how they're like wow, like they're just different,
Lotto, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Right, wow, right. And even the other woman that's the fitness person, you don't see a lot of them with that shape. So with the goddess, there's something where they're like an attraction, like you will break your neck. You
Yeah.
don't see a lot of women like that. um Even Jackie Inez like that. You don't see a lot of Jackie Inez that are put together like that,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. So tell me more about what her mean girl, because I thought she was put together. That's why I was like, share this. I
Okay,
thought.
so with the goddess, they're not just put together, because remember, a companion's put together,
Hmm.
um, a mother's put together,
Yeah.
but a goddess is somebody that looks like she's wearing a ball gown to the grocery store. Like obviously, like they just outdo, they go out. So what I feel with that woman, the reason why, to someone else they might see her differently, but I found her more of a competitor. I felt masculine energy because she's running a business and she's telling women how it is. And then the mother is someone who kind of nags and gives constructive criticism to hold
Hmm.
people into shape. A goddess is mysterious. They don't talk too much. A goddess is like Beyonce. You don't hear her too much. You don't hear her telling ladies. Da, 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 da. So she's not proving. She's not proving like how much she knows to people.
Got you. Thank you. And you said you were gonna go through people's brands to give us
Yeah,
examples.
that's what I was trying. That's why you saw me do all the nonsense with this thing, because I was trying to get on screen share and show you the. I might just have to do it as a recording because I don't know if it's because I'm on my iPad, but I want to do screen share where I can show you the content creators of what they're doing. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Oh goodness.
Well, that makes me think for my brand because I want the goddess archetype for my whole life. Like I want to be aligned with her. But that would mean I don't speak that much.
No, that's exactly, which is why I said. Um, that's why I gave you that woman Karen from Facebook to do written posts, and that other lady on Instagram,
Hmm.
because you don't know how these ladies talk.
Right.
Right? So that's why I said I'm not a goddess all the way. I'm more like a goddess mother and a little bit competitor. I'm trying to get the competitor out because I don't want men to just treat me like one of the guys. I want a man to dote on me. So if I know what type of man I want, I have to realize what type of woman they want. And the type of man I want is not attracted to a competitor.
Gotcha.
I don't want them thinking you can open your own doors. I don't want that. I don't want no 50-50, Gabrielle Union nonsense,
Right.
where they're partners. So yeah, so what I'll do, I'll just create a document, and then as I upgrade with my milestones in my business, then I will be able to do it into them. I'll try to figure it out because I kind of was a bit bummed because I wanted to do this on a thing, but maybe it's better that way because then um I can repurpose it without your having your info in it. So I think that's probably
Hmm.
um, what I'm going to do, because I wanted to show you some content creators. What I can do in the meantime, I can probably do a blog article in the womanhood community, which is part of your membership. I don't know if you saw that, Felion, that I added you to different rooms as part of your membership. So when
Yeah.
the other ladies start getting to that group, you'll start seeing the value and the difference in like quality time. So with the womanhood community, I'm not going to as more women come in, I won't be able to get to all of them. But with you ladies, as you can see, I'm like prompt quickly because that's the whole point. Um, uh, so you want to be in a goddess archetype. That's your brand for your whole life. So I think in the meantime, I'm gonna do something on Lori Harvey, so be on the lookout. But one of her alleged amours, he's a reality TV star, Love and Hip Hop Miami, was interviewed on a podcast saying his name is Prince something. He's he was asked, which celebrities he hooked up with, and he said it was Lori Harvey, that they were like in a, not a boyfriend girl, but they're in a situationship type of thing, and she was great in bed. And I was like, that is why we need to get married, because a lot of these men, when you're a high quality woman, they like to get what do you call those things, brownie points on their belt, and just so it's just like, I just feel for Lori Harvey, because it's just like, it just seems like these men are just, there's some of these men are just, it's like, if I was a player, the last thing I want women to do is fear that I'm going to talk about them to be with me. If I'm trying to get into women's panties, I want to incentivize them to be able to trust me. So I wouldn't be, talking. Is this, huh?
I said that was dumb. That was so mature of him.
But that's what a lot of them do. Blueface, he said allegedly, Megan Thee Stallion gave him sloppy toppy. And then who was another one? Then you have the Baby said the same thing about Megan Thee Stallion in a song of all places. And Drake did it too about SZA and another artist. And it's just like, do you guys want women to come? No woman's gonna be with you talking about them.
I said not in any serious way other than a groupie.
But then these women have like a great father figure, and you think that they will be above this, but just to let you know, it doesn't matter how pretty and how put together, we're all how would I say, we're all at risk to make a choice that can harm us. Is there anything else, Feline, before we get going, that you want to say, and then we can reconvene tomorrow, and you could always write anything that comes after the call in the group?
No, I'm gonna get to work.
Well, just cheer up, Charlie. Cheer up, Charlie. I want you to feel, here's the thing. I'm not trying to say I don't get like the human emotions, but the other part of me is not doing you a service by allowing you relish too much in how you feel right now, because we need to focus on how you want to feel versus how you're feeling, if that makes sense. We need to practice, training you how you want to feel, because you feel how you feel now, but what are you getting out of it? You get the instant gratification that you deserve to feel that way, but is that your goal? Or do you want to have a man hug you and say it's going to be okay, baby, you had a bad day today? Oh, it's okay. Do you want me to make your favorite meal? Do you want that?
Yes.
And so if you want that, what are you willing to do to have a dude make your favorite meal when you're having a hard day from work, or life happened, you're having a rough day?
Get over this ancient Negro.
Get over this ancient Negro.
Go ahead, Milena.
And quickly, he's a speed bump. Either drive over him or throw him in the forest, but you got to keep going.
But see how Milena is in different spirits. It was 2 weeks ago where she had a little bit of a detour, but she didn't stay too long in that. Remember, Milena? Was it when you had the disappointment with the gentleman on the date?
Yeah.
And then you course corrected? Do you feel better that you kind of, had to give yourself that sternness? Do you see yeah.
Well, my philosophy has always been, I know initially I kind of need to, pout about it for a second. But if that's not the one, I'd like to get to the one as quickly as possible. So, okay, now we're clear. That's not the one. Let's move on. Let's move forward. And yeah, I think the more you do that with speed, it's a muscle. Then the next time you'll be disappointed for maybe 24 hours. And then, you know what I'm saying? Because okay, this isn't my husband, but I learned this, and this. Next time, these are my, like I said, these are my standards. He can't get through the front gate
I
now.
was gonna say that's like hugely different because it's like they won't even, yeah, they'll be the front door. I'll be like, no, which is
But you
great.
know what's interesting though with Milena, she believes her person's out there. Remember, she went from 50 to 70%. So how the percentage for lying? How much do you believe your person's out there?
I was never not believing. I believe that they're there. My thing isn't even, I mean, I am like, I need to let go of him. A lot of my sadness in this moment is like, feel this feeling of like dealing with these emotions and beliefs. I'm like sad that feels like I'm going to start over from square one, or I haven't done as much as I thought, or I'm sad that like, why do these self-doubt things like still a problem? It's frustration, it's sadness, it's disappointment.
Okay, so I'm gonna work on something that will help you with that. But right now, what I do my scripting, but I also have a portion of my scripting where I write what happened in real time. So I get to address my reality and also get to address the reality I'm trying to build. So you have the scripting that's painting the life you want as it's already happening, and then at night you say, okay, this is what happened in the day, and there's no judgment. So I always want you to feel that from what I'm telling you. It's never to like push away your feelings or feel guilty for how you feel right now. I just want you to do that, plus, invest some time on your future self. So address the real you and also the future you. When you just focus on the real you and not the future you, you stay in the situation. But if you address the real you and then the future you, you're not spiritually bypassing your real life emotions. So that's what
Mm.
I want you to get, is never to make you feel that you shouldn't feel that way. It's just to be like, you can feel that way, you can multitask, and
Just
you
don't
can
stay there.
exactly.
Yeah. I'm not gonna stay here, guys. But I need to get it out. I need to transmute it, and I'll move on.
Awesome. Any final thoughts, Milena, for Lion?
Do you think I'm a pure goddess?
If do I think what?
I'm a pure goddess archetype.
No, because you're asking me. The
Okay.
real core God is when you're really stepped into that. You won't be asking me. No, I think right now you're performing as of right now. You're performing in
Hmm.
the mother, sex kitten, and goddess. So you got the three archetypes.
Okay.
So I believe if you want to, so if you're, I feel you're, if I feel like a goddess is going to be a bit hard for you if you like to talk, and because goddesses have mystery, that's a sacrifice. Like you got to play that game of limited access to you, right? So I feel your core would be goddess and mother. I think that would be good because a goddess is kind of interwoven with the kitten, so you don't even have to add the kitten because a goddess is also, she just breaks necks, and obviously men are going to be with her in bed anyways. It's just like a classy one. So I feel if you want to be all goddess and no mother, then you can be accommodating. A goddess, a true core goddess, is not accommodating. And I feel like a lot of Black women are going to have a issue with that because they don't want to be perceived as a B.
Yeah.
So if you're not okay with people being disappointed in you or calling you Sadidi and that, I wouldn't uh, what's the word, subscribe or try to achieve the
I,
full goddess. Hmm?
okay. Strive.
Yeah, you would literally have help in your house. You wouldn't be like, I roll my sleeve and do my own garden. You're not doing no DIYs. Goddesses don't do DIYs. So you
Mhm.
gotta, so again, each archetype is not bad. It's just you gotta be okay with what comes with it. And if you're not, then you know that archetype's not for you. But with the mother, you truly are a mother. So the good thing is you can be a combo where you can be a goddess, and then you can nurture your man and speak to their inner and boy, and then they'll look at you like they won't take your constructive criticism negatively. But if you're like, screw that, I ain't trying to be no one's mom, then make peace with people, make peace with being extra.
Mhm. Hmm. Okay. I don't have anything else.
All right, ladies. Well, we can reconvene as always tomorrow. And if you have anything in the meantime, you can always post in the group.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
Shameless.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Take care.